What's going on, you guys? So, I just wanted to talk real quick to people that are in the market looking for a rental. I think this is something very important that needs to be addressed, and I hope this helps you if you're in a similar situation. And if you know of someone in a similar situation, before I even start talking, please share and send it to them. I am truly making this video just to benefit somebody out there who may not have all the info that they need. So, when it comes to renting in the Fort Worth market, the DFW market as a whole, generally speaking, there's a few important criteria that you need to be aware of before applying anywhere. I'm seeing a lot of people right now in public forums and group chats saying, hey, I'm going around, I'm applying to a bunch of places, and no one's taking my application seriously. They're rejecting me. And when I pry for that, I go, okay, so you're paying application fees multiple times to get told no? And they're saying, yes, that's correct. The concern there is, well, if you're getting, first of all, if you're getting rejected or denied, you need to know why. If it's credit related, if it's income related, if it's your background check, whatever it is, you should know so that you don't make the same mistake twice and apply to properties that are not willing to rent to you. So, a few important factors that a majority of landlords are looking at when you apply. This is a generalization, so it may not be correct for every property, but keep in mind it's probably going to apply to a majority of the rental properties on the market right now. Number one is income. Most properties want you to make 3 times the rent. Now, sometimes they're okay with 2.5 times the rent. Some places require that 3 times the rent is gross income. Other properties require it to be net income, which is after taxes. So you need to be very specific when asking. The first thing you do before you apply is you review the rental criteria. If it's not clearly listed on their website, that's wrong. If it's an apartment, for example, but then you need to pick up the phone and call the office or call the landlord or call your agent that you're working with, because you should work with an agent, in my opinion, because I'm an agent. And you should say, hey, what's their rental criteria? And they should be finding that out beforehand. And then you figure out the income. The next thing is you're going to say, okay, there's a credit requirement. A lot of the market right now is showing that people want you to have, at minimum, a 650 credit score or higher. Now, that's not always the case. There are some really flexible property management groups and owners out there that are willing to work with lower credit scores and lower credit history. But what's going to happen typically is you're going to have to pay a higher deposit. So instead of paying 1 month's deposit, you may have to pay 2 months. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that's important is your background. So your criminal history. If you have anything on your record, like a felony in particular, is something that some owners are just not willing to work with. Now, if you have an agent advocating for you, they should be able to work around that, but some properties have clear-cut policies in place. If you have, for example, if you have a felony within the last 2 years, there are a lot of properties that, regardless of what the charge is for, they won't work with you. There's other companies that if you had a felony, but it was more than 2 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever their requirement is, they should lay it out explicitly and clearly, and then you know whether or not that's a viable property to apply for. And then, so we talked about credit, we talked about income, we talked about background, we talked about the potential for higher deposit. I think I'm missing one. Credit, income, background. I'm driving, so I'm focused on the road. But those are the main ones, okay? Also, you need to make sure your income is verifiable. So you should have recent job history. Oh, I'm so sorry. The last one is rental history. The biggest killer for renters is rental history. If you cannot get a rental verification from your current landlord or any of your landlords from the past 3 years, that's usually a red flag. And then the other thing is if you have an outstanding balance on your credit, if you have an eviction, if you have a cleaning fee from the landlord 2 years ago that you didn't pay because you said, I'm not paying that, you need to get that off your balance, off your credit, or you need to pay it. You need to take care of it. So these are the 4 most important things you need to pay attention to when you're looking at renting for properties. Don't waste your hard-earned money on application fees that are just going to result in a denial. Make sure you're checking these boxes before you even apply. I hope this helps you, and I hope you have a great day. If you need help finding a rental in the Fort Worth area, I don't really do Dallas, but if you need it around the Fort Worth area, I would love to help you. I'd love to do a free inquiry and a consultation on how it can be best serving you. Just message me. You can email me, thomasscott@judgefight.com, or you can text me, 803-553-0771. My contact info is on my bio. Have a great day, and I hope to hear from you soon.